Hello everyone, welcome back to the next episode of Learning C Programming. Today I am going to talk about birth and features of C language. In the previous video, I have discussed introduction to programming like what is program, need of programming, programming languages and language translators like assembler, compiler and interpreter, right? So upon the completion of the session, the learner will be able to understand parts of C language, features of C language and definition of C language. So coming to birth of C language, C. It was developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1972 at Bell Lab. And before C, a language was developed that is B language by Ken Thompson. So C is also called as the successor of B language. Okay. So why C language was developed? See, that time basically the main purpose was to write operating system, that is Unix operating system, that was already written in B language. But there was some limitations, some drawbacks. So to overcome those limitations, they developed C language, which is more powerful than B language. So they used C language to write the kernel of Unix operating system. And C is basically, you can say, a system programming language. Many softwares have been written in C language, like Oracle, Android. The core libraries of Android was written in C language. Major parts of web browser, device drivers are also written in C language. During 1980s, C was the most widely used programming language, and in 1989 it was standardized by ANSI, that is American National Standard Institute, and after that it is called ANSI C. Coming to next point, the extension for a C programming code file is .c. Like suppose for a addition program, we will save that like add.c or sum.c. Okay. ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ମାନେ ଜାଣିଛେ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଇମେଜ ଫାଇଲ କୁ ସେଭ୍ କରୁଛେ ଦେନ୍ ଇମେଜ ଫାଇଲ ପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଏକ୍ସଟେନସନ ଦେଇଥାଉ ଡଟ୍ ଜେପିଜି ଅର୍ ଡଟ୍ ପିଏନଜି ଏଇଭଳି ସେମିତି mp3 ଫାଇଲ ପାଇଁ ସବୁବେଳେ ଆମର ଏକ୍ସଟେନସନ ଥାଏ ଡଟ୍ mp3 ଡଟ୍ wav और वीडियो फाइल ପାଇଁ ବି ଯେମିତି ଯଦି ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା .mp4 .mov सो ए सब एक्सटेंशंस ଆମେ यूज करथाउ नॉर्मली इमेज ପାଇଁ ହେଲା ऑडियो ପାଇଁ ହେଲା वीडियो ପାଇଁ से परि जेतले सी प्रोग्राम रो कोनसी फाइल को हमें सेव करिया को चाहेबा ता ପାଇଁ ଆମେ एक्सटेंशन दबा .c जेमते मु कहिली फॉर एग्जांपल जदि हमें ଗୋଟେ एडिशन प्रोग्राम करछे सो ता ପାଇଁ ଆମେ याको सेव करिया ପାଇଁ लिखि परिबा add.c ए बड़ी एक्सटेंशन दे ओके Next, coming to some important features of C language. So you can also write down these points and make your own notes, right? Very first is, it is high level language. Why so? Because here you just focus on writing programs. You don't need to focus on the low level details or machine code details. Like you don't need to focus on the configuration architecture of the CPU or what is behind the scene, and it is close to humans and understandable by humans because of English language. That's why it is high level language. Clear? Second is, it is a core language. That means many other languages are dependent on this language, like C++ and Java derive features from C language. So C is also called as mother of all language, right? Next, third is, it is portable. The program written in C language runs in different machines also. It is not dependent on machine. Portable means ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ machine ରୁ code को ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ machine को port କରି परिबा, move करै परिबा, right? Next is, it is having built-in functions and operations or operators. And those functions you can use to write down any complex programs. See, built-in function means the functions which are already defined or exist in the C language library. You can directly use those functions. That is, you don't need to write the codes for the function. That also you will discuss with details when we are going to write programs like these are built-in functions, and to use this function we have to include this library. So later we will discuss it. Okay. Next is, it supports use of pointers. So you can directly access the memory, that is directly interact with memory. So pointers are generally what? They stores the address of a variable. By using this, you can directly access the memory address of that variable. Okay. Next is, it is extensible language. You can extend this. That is, you can add your own function to C library and create your own function. That's why it is known as extensible language. Next point is, compilation and execution is faster as compared to some other languages. See, in the previous video, I will discuss it is a compiler based language. Rather than interpreter, it executes the converted file faster. Another thing is that it is having built-in libraries, functions and operators. So that's why the compilation and execution is faster. କାହିଁକି ନା compilation କରିବା ପାଇଁ ବା execution କରିବା ପାଇଁ जो library ଦରକାର, ଯାହା functions ଦରକାର, operators ଦରକାର, ସେଗୁଡ଼ା already ଆମର C library ରେ present ଥାଏ, ଆଗରୁ define ହେଇକି ଥାଏ, built-in ହେଇକି ଥାଏ. So ତାକୁ ଆମକୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ code ଲେଖିକି define କରିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ. Just ଆମେ library ରୁ ଆଣିଲେ ତାକୁ use କଲେ, compile କରିକି execute କଲେ. ସେଥିପାଇଁ compilation and execution faster, right? Next, it supports features of dynamic memory allocation. See, dynamic means runtime. So you can free the allocated memory at any time by calling the free function. Okay, free function, that is free function. Anytime you can free the allocated memory, and you can allocate memory at runtime using malloc function and calloc function. Malloc and calloc are both the function which we use to create memory or allocate memory at runtime. So you can change the memory allocation of any data structure at runtime using those functions, right? Next is, it is a modular or structured programming language. Now, what does that mean? Like, you can break your complex program or big code into different fragments or modules or functions. Suppose I am going to find out area of a square, rectangle and triangle. So rather than writing the complete program as a whole story, we can divide this program into three functions or modules. So first for area of a square, second area of rectangle, and third is area of circle. So by this, it looks more structured or organized, and chances of errors are also less in this. Next is, it is a case sensitive language. Means if you are write A, if you are write small a and capital A, okay, so these are having different meanings. It reads lowercase letters and uppercase letters differently, right? Next, you can say it is used to develop and operate embedded systems. That's why it is also known as system programming language. See, some systems like your AC, refrigerator, microwave, behind this the programming is done, and that is written in C language. So you can say C is the most popular language for embedded systems. Next feature, most important feature is, it is a platform dependent language. See, first of all, platform means operating system. So when you write a program in Windows operating system, then it cannot run in Mac operating system or iOS operating system or Linux operating system, because operating system are also having their own extensions of files, like executable files of Windows are having extension .exe. They are for Windows. Okay. Next, and for Mac, I think it is .dmg. This is for Mac operating system, Mac OS. So that's why it is what, platform dependent language. Okay. See, these are some features of C language, and Java, Python, C++ are very popular language, but still C is having its own space. Because of these features, it is not out of scope. It is still in the market. Okay. Next is coming to definition of C. Finally, C is a compiler based, procedure oriented, modular, high level programming language. And already compiler based, procedure oriented, modular, high level we are discussed, right? So that's it for this video, and in the next video I am going to discuss about structure of C programming. Thank you.